Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Wrath, and let's get back into Hellion. Now, in our last episode, we got about a little bit ways through getting our station set up before we got the notice that the server was shutting down for the for a reset, which is a common thing for it to have happen. We've gone ahead and taken most of the parts out of our ship that we gathered last time and recycled them, so they're now in the system, but I want to make sure that we put these in a safe place. So we're going to go ahead and move all of these out of the fabricator, mostly because I've had an issue with the fabricator, and there's been a common discussion that the fabricator seems to decay fairly quickly. So we're gonna not trust that this thing's going to not fail us, but at the same time, I need this storage space, so we're gonna go ahead and get a cargo bay module next, so that we can store stuff in there rather than somewhere else. And let's empty these out now. Drop that in there. Go ahead and unload all of that and throw it over there. And that'll give us two empty cans to carry around. Well, two empty cans to carry around. And we'll go put these in the ship just to get them out of the way. But we're trying to make sure that we carry very little with us on the ship, since that is the highest possibility that we're going to lose something right off the bat. So let's go ahead and start getting this. Oh, gotta do some repairs. It's always important when you see little things like that to take care of them. Keeping your station in top shape will save you a lot of problems down the line. See, I'm already seeing like a flash from something. So there's probably, yeah, this one's starting to deteriorate a little bit too. And some people have been annoyed by how quickly these things seem to start to develop problems. But when you think about it, they're all like, all of these modules are like hundreds if not thousands of years old. So it's like having a Pinto from the side of the road, and you know, it's all that you got for a car, but you know, you may not like it, but at least it functions. I thought I saw some flashing behind me, like it had just started sparking again. So let's go ahead and close the inner door, depressurize, helmet on. So what we're doing right now is we're going to go ahead and cut loose our ship. We didn't attach it to the airlock because of the way I have this set up right now. It's not really a good place, because if I attach my ship here, there's a fairly good chance that my back end might clip that fabricator module. So I want to get something else to stick here. I may actually go back and get a CQ module, a crew quarters module, so that I can put that here instead and be able to just sort of close off this end with that kind of module. And that'll give me some extra storage as well. I'm going to go ahead and pressurize that. And then we can move the actual docking clamp to another location where it might actually be. Oh, got some repairs to do. You should always do sort of a maintenance walk around on your station whenever you get back on, or right before you go to bed. Like right before you get off and right before you get on. A maintenance walk around will help you avoid problems on your station. It'll keep your station in good working order, and you won't have to deal with the problems of coming back and finding out that, oh, part of your station blew up while you were gone. Too bad. So sad. That is definitely something that you don't want to have happen. Alright. So let's go ahead and get on in here. Hey, down. Thank you. Okay, close the door. Pressurize. Helmet open. And inner door. Turn those lights off. Got to be mindful of those lights because they draw a lot of power. Alright, so we're ready to get going. So we're going to go ahead and... Actually, we'll wait until we disconnect from the station before we power up the ship. Any damage there? I thought I saw something. Okay. Nope. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cut ourselves free of the ship. This is the release for that docking clamp on the back. So now we should be ready to go. Alright, and power up the ship. And we are ready. Alright, ship is cut free. I still need to find a capacitor, a core containment field generator for the reactor to give me more output, but for, well, more storage. But let's go ahead and go downstairs and store everything that we don't want to have on our person as we go through here. Open that. And we'll just go ahead and store this guy and this guy here. They're not too big of a loss. If we lose them, we can clearly make more. So, and we're gonna go ahead and put a couple of these down, like that empty one right there. That'll do. Don't need that. Let's see here. Can we put it on any of these shelves? Nope. Well, since we might go mining later, let's go ahead and put it down there for now. I'll put one other one there. We can use those for later. And that should be all right. Okay. That's got that all settled. We're cut free from the station, so let's go ahead and get ourselves maneuvering and ready for warp. And again, take my own advice. Shut the damn door. Okay. Check the power supply. We're good, so let's see here. Yeah, we'll have to turn the reactor on when we're ready to warp, but for now we should be... Oh, warp fuel. Almost forgot. Alright, let's check you guys. You are 11%. Let's put you down on the bottom here. You are 0. Okay. Go ahead and put that one there. Take these two. And let's go ahead and start loading her up. Okay. Now we'll have to do something with fuel cells in the future. I think we'll probably, for the time being, do more disposable ship action, just because it tends to work out the best for us in terms of resources and everything else. It generally works out in our benefit. But I'd like to avoid that if I can, so we'll see what we've got going on. Alright, so again, we're going to move in 3 directions to help us get away from our station and clear of any possible troubles. Now, we were going for a cargo bay module, so we're going to need to set a jump to Everest Station. Let's try and find a short distance here. Let's bring that out just a little bit. So we want to have scan range on that. And let's warp to it. Okay. Reduce that down. Bring that up. Alright. Now the cell detonator should allow us to... Oh, gotta turn the FTL on. That would help. The Singularity cell detonator will allow us to... Why is that off? Oh, there we go. Initialize. Singularity cell detonator is very useful for... Oh, come on. Align, you stupid. You decide where that thing is. There we go. Sorry. I'm interfering with myself. The singularity cell detonator gives us the ability to maximize our fuel savings by having access to higher levels of warp, which means shorter jumps, which means less fuel usage. So we want to get some more of those as a reserve, but first we want to get the basic parts that we need for our station. So we're just gonna keep on keeping on here. Let's see what we can get done here. So this warp is going to take a while. In the meantime, let's go ahead and go over basic practices when it comes to your navigation. Remember to always check whether or not you're going to run into something, because otherwise you will have a very unpleasant day. And try not to spend too much time in these clouds, because they will rip your ships and your parts, your station modules to pieces. That being said, if you want to get to other planets, you're going to have to be able to use higher levels of warp, because otherwise you're not going to have enough fuel to go there and back. I'm really interested in going to that planet just because of how close it is in the orbits currently. Like, if I zoom out here and go to the star, oops, not go to the star, you can see that right now, like, even though this is the inner planet, Athnar is so far away because it's on the opposite side of the star. So catching either this one or this one in range. What is around Aya? Do we even know? That might be worth checking out. That'd be a heck of a long jump, and we might need to save up some fuel for that, but we could go out there and see what's out there, but we'll need a better singularity cell detonator. Most of your activities in this game are going to revolve around Bether, because that's where the majority of people are. Like right now, we have 3 distress signals. So we've got... Why is there a power supply module? Wow, okay. Is that on a deteriorating orbit? Doesn't look like it. Why is a power supply module over there emitting a signal? That's weird, but this advanced processing facility does pique my interest. So we may go out there, but I think that before we do that, we're probably going to need at least a tier 2 or a tier 3 singularity cell detonator, so that we have access to warp 3 and a good lifespan for it. But we may need to construct that ourselves, because the chances of us finding it, I think, are going to be really low. So let's go ahead, and we're probably going to want to also pick up an EVA suit for our mining, because that is on the plan here. Is I'm going to show you guys how to do efficient mining in this game, because otherwise you're going to spend a ton of time just wasting your time doing mining that's not going to get you enough. But we need to get a few things before we do that in order for it to actually be efficient mining. So there's that. Those are all on our list of things to do. And one of the things that we need is actually going to be in around Everest Station here, which is that while we're picking up our cargo bay module while we're out here, we're also going to be keeping an eye out for a potential of a ore scanner, because the one thing we want more than anything is when we go to like one of these asteroids to mine, we want to know where the individual types of resources are on the rock, because depending on where you drill, you're going to get a different resource. So we want to be able to scan and verify what resource we're going to get before we mine, so that we can get exactly what we want all the way through. Like for instance, one of the things we're going to definitely want is the material that turns into primarily hydrogen 3, which I think is heavy ice, because that will give us the most bang for our buck, because we can use that to convert into warp cells for us, and we can convert parts and stuff to make the things that we need. So we've gone ahead and we're dropping into orbit here. We're a little bit off target, and boom, orbit achieved. Let's do one last scan. Center in on us. Okay. Cargo S module, L module. Oh, hello. Let's target that. That looks nice. Okay, so reduce that. Power up that. Wait, cancel. We made the jump without our reactor on, so we're pretty much out of power. You can make these little jumps without your reactor, but the recharge time is incredibly bad. You have to basically shut everything down and wait for the system to recover. While we're at it, since we're turning the reactor on, let's go ahead and turn on the air filter to keep our air quality good. And let's get started here. Alright. So that should be powering us back up relatively quickly. FTL is still on. So let's go ahead and rescan. Make sure we've got that target still locked in. Okay. And that was this one here. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and pick up both that power supply module and the cargo bay module at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and target that. Got to wait for our power to come up here. And let's see what we can get done here. Oh, sorry. Stretching a little bit there. And let's see here. It's a good orbit because it doesn't stay in the debris cloud too long, so if we get caught in the debris cloud, we can at least let's go ahead and bring that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's bring this up to 40 seconds here. That should be enough. Initialize. That'll give us plenty of time to get locked onto target. And I think we're probably going to land pretty far off from target, but that's okay. It'll give us the opportunity to plan out what we want to do, and we can try to repair and pull these modules together and then drag them both with us. Okay. So this will be a quick 3.5 minute jump. In the meantime, let's check our equipment, because we aren't, if you were paying attention with the nav displays, somebody's got their base out here. And so we want to make sure that we're armed and ready, that we have enough equipment to take on whatever, and dang, we gotta refill those next time we're at base, because those are less than I would like. We may make a stop at a couple of stations just to raid them for suit parts and materials, so we'll see. There's definitely a variety of things that we can get done, but the major things we want is the 2 modules for now. We can come back afterwards if needed. And we've still got that last major fuel cell in reserve, just in case we need it. I'm having a major nerve-wracking feeling on this whole thing. You ever had that your anticipation for something makes you like super jittery and nervous? Ooh, my ship is taking a bit of damage. That is less than optimal. We're taking some more hits. We're probably warping through the debris cloud right now. Oops, I did not mean to stand up. Get back in that chair, dude. Yeah, I think we're warping close to the debris cloud right now. Yeah, we're gonna miss these. The question is, which way in the orbit are they going? Can never tell that. See, I'm used to games like Kerbal Space Program, where in order to do these kind of maneuvers, you have to actually do like the orbital correction burns and stuff like that in order to do it, and you're never really as precise as this game kind of makes it out to be, which is kind of, there's a certain measure of fun to that, I think. Okay, and sensors up. Alright. Oh, whoa, we landed really close. Alright, so we are in the debris storm, so we are going up towards the station. Okay, so which are you? You are the power supply module. There's another fabricator module and the cargo bay, but let's go look at the derelict first. Ouch. Ouch. We're only damaged a little bit below 3%. It's not terrible. get a little bit closer before we match. Just a little bit closer. So distance 47, 46, 45, 40. Alright, match. Alright, now we should be able to get through this. Oh, that actually shields us a little bit too. Nice. We should be able to get through. What is the status on my welder here? 77%. So we should have enough to repair that one and dock onto it. Alright. Looks like we're clear of the debris field, so it's time to get moving. As always, just be careful. Let's go ahead and get everything squared away. Oh no, don't do that. Put that back on. Alright. Close the door. Depressurize. And hold on just 1 second. Here, put my helmet on. Alright, outer door. And let's go ahead and get back on. So now the thing I'm hoping that we will find in this little station piece here is specifically, oh, is that another circuit piece? It is, fried electronics. The thing I'm hoping that we will find in this derelict is a sensor module, or a mining sensor. So these are the other parts right here that we want, the broken armatures, or whatever they're called. These are basically mostly metal, so when we recycle them we get more metal than anything else from them, which we need for any kind of constructions that we might do. Just gathering up all the bits and pieces here. Going around the outside of this here real quick. Lights on, lights off. It doesn't look like there's any other exterior components. So let's go ahead and fly into the guts of this thing and see what we can find. There's a little door there. Can we open that? No. Okay. The light's on. Look around. Let's be quick about this and not waste any time messing around. Now, if you happen to see something that I miss, I apologize. I'm not perfect. I am trying to use my eyeballs as best I can. Okay, anything over there? So I don't see anything of value really here. Let's see if this allows us to do anything. No, not allowing us to pry anything off or do anything. This basically is just a melee weapon. That's kind of frustrating. I was kind of hoping that having it would give us the option to like pry parts out or access, you know, things that we normally couldn't access. But it doesn't look to be the case. Alright, so we've gotten everything we can out of that. Let's go ahead and put the crowbar away. Now let's access this cargo bay module, which is what we're really here for. Now this thing looks like it's pretty well jacked. So we're probably going to need to do some field repairs to it before we run off with it. Okay, and open the door. we're into a gravity environment. Whoa, that is... Let's repair that now. This may seem silly, but repairing this now will help us when we take it back to our base so that it doesn't inadvertently blow up while we're trying to attach it to the base. Okay, repair the door here. Okay, there's still some damage up there. Okay, some parts. A drill. Nothing really to write home about or get excited on. Ooh, pardon me. Yeah, not a lot of excitement. Now, that messed me up last time. There's a thing down there that seems to be like a misplaced component that should be over there, which is for when you want to add a servo motor to reduce the refining cost of the refinery in this thing. Because that's really what this is. It's not a... it has a larger amount of cargo space, but when you get down to it, what it really is a large-scale refinery. And that's what makes it more valuable than just the cargo space that it provides, is that it can refine a much larger quantity of materials in one shot. So let's go ahead and get this started here. Let's try and get as much repairs done as we can. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're going to be finding a scanner just yet. We'll have to poke around and see where else we can go and look, but it doesn't look like there's one here. So that's unfortunate, but we'll take what we can get. Let's repair the outside of this thing as best we can. Where is the damaged section? Oh, there it is. Starting to get low on air. Check the rest of the outside for more junk. Looks like somewhere on the bottom here. Oh yeah, that's a big hole. Who doggy? Repair. This is taking up a lot of my repair tool. Okay. Anywhere else sparking? Let's check around the back and the sides. Yeah, there's one. I knew there'd be one over there. Now we're probably gonna have to refuel our oxygen, so I'm gonna wait till we get a little bit lower, and then we'll cap it off from the little portable can that we brought with us. Okay, and let's check the top. That should cover everything here. Or well, technically I think this is the bottom. No, that's the top. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any problems on the top. So we're going to dock up to this in a really kind of weird way. Oh, our ship needs a little love here. Solar panel, good. Front top, not so good. Repair that. And other solar panels, good. Okay. It's good enough for government work. Let's get in and get docked. We're actually going to try and dock to the reverse side of the station, or the cargo bay module. Put that away. Come on. Ah. Close the door. Pressurize. And helmet up. Okay. Turn the light off so we're not wasting power. And drop down. Don't fall. Ah! Get up. You fool. Alright. Close that one off. Let's go ahead and get inside here. And now let's do some docking. As I think that we can dock to, if I switch to the grapple, cargo bay module, let's go ahead and turn this around. So I think we're able to dock onto the container ports. Rather than the main connector on the other side there. And the reason that's going to be important to us is that if we dock there instead, if it'll let us, then we can tow it by that and have the I'm having a mental lapse here. We can have the power supply module docked to the other end of this, and we can just drag them in a chain away from this position to another place of our choosing, or back to our base rather. So we're going to see if it will let us dock to one of these. These are normally where you would dock cargo containers to expand the cargo space of this particular module. So I think it can be upgraded to basically like 25,000, which is really impressive when you get down to it. I just don't know if it'll let us grapple onto that or not. Let's go ahead and get in close here. Okay. And it might. I think it will. Somebody's having trouble finding warp cells. Alright. Let's see if we can dock onto this here. A little bit up, please. Oh, there we go. Locked on. Perfect. Now, as usual, we're going to go ahead and immediately shut down that module so it's not drawing power from us. Shut it down. That will keep us going just fine, and it will keep that from being totally jacked up. Let's shut the interior door here again. Alright. Alright, so let's switch to the power supply module and target that next. And let's go ahead and get things going here. So, creating another character is basically admitting defeat in this game. If you create another character, if you fresh start, then you're probably need to reevaluate your tactics. Let's see what we got here. Once we've got these two modules, we should, in theory, be good to go ahead and start cycling through some ships to acquire basic supplies and load up our station. And then from there, we should be able to produce basically whatever components we need moving forward. Okay, so we're gonna pull past this. You know, let's pull a little bit more to the side here. Can I try to match to this thing here? This is where having a teammate would be really useful. Because at least if I had a teammate, is that a 0? Okay, we're basically zeroed out. Let's go do some repairs. What's my... Wow, repair tool is basically jacked. Looks like those guys are going to team up. Let's go ahead and get that other repair tool that I have down here. I don't think it's got a lot in it, but we'll make use of whatever we've got here. What's that one got? 13%? That's just as bad, but we'll make do with what we've got here. Alright. Let's get to it. No other choices but to get in and get done. Alright, so as soon as we get these done, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves out there and get this docked up, and then we can get a move on. Okay. Jetpack back on. Transition. All right. Now I don't know how much time we have until we hit the debris storm again, but it really depends on the length of our orbit, which in these smaller moons is usually not that much. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use this. There we go. Take the lesser of these two and use it up. Okay. Repair that. Alright, good to go there. Swing around the rest of this thing here. Lights on. Don't have time for this. Put down underneath. damage on the interior. Might be some on the far side here. So let's check that real quick. Alright, on the exterior it's... oh, nope, there's a spot that needs some attention. Oh, that one's empty. Okay, come on, let's get this repaired. Okay. Damage is still pretty extensive because of the way that the hull looks all fatigued and everything like that. That lets you know that the damage percentage is still pretty dang high. Yeah, there's some sparks down there. Repair that too. I think we may actually run out of juice on this one. But how much we got left? 7%. Okay, we're probably not going to be able to repair anything on the inside, so we're not even going to bother. This should make it stable enough for transfer, and that's all that's going to matter. Okay, so cargo bay module. Ooh. Whole thing flipped around on us for some reason. Okay. Go ahead and move forward. Oh, that hurts the eyes. Okay, let's null out that maneuver just a little bit here. So we're just gonna get ourselves lined up here. We're just going to pitch this around. Well, those guys are being real nice to each other. Don't know if you guys are watching chat or not, but there's a little bit of a conversation going on. Two guys that are joining forces with one another and then kind of sort of regretting it. Okay, let's maneuver in and let's start nulling out that vertical. Okay, lining this whole thing up here. I kind of make this look easy, even though it's not. So I just realized how, like, I just made this look like a ballet. And it's anything but. But I've been told by some of my friends that play this with me that I make some of these maneuvers look super simple. even though they're not. And so it's I kind of take it as a compliment, just because, you know, being able to do these maneuvers just really quick like this really helps me. But at the same point, you know, it took a lot of practice to get to this level of being able to just flip these things around the way that I do and get them to respond in an appropriate way. Okay, so we've got that hooked up, and we can now drag this whole thing out of here. If we wanted to, we could try to attach the fabricator module on as well, but since we already have one, I don't see a need. And we're already going to have to refuel our repair tool in order to get the reactor up and operational. So I don't see a need or a reason, really, to grab another module that I'll have to repair in short order. So I'm going to go ahead and get these back to base. We're already at about 50 minutes for the episode. I'll record to about the 60-minute mark, but I'm going to go ahead and get these all set up, taken care of, and set to go. And in the next episode, we will prioritize our other objective, which is to do some mining. So until next time, I'm Wrath. Please, if you've enjoyed this series and you enjoy the videos that I'm producing, please leave a like. It lets me know that you're enjoying the videos and that you appreciate the content. And, you know, subscribe if you haven't. I'm really excited that in the last couple of weeks, since I started doing these Hellion recordings, that I've gotten a lot of I've gotten a lot of new subscribers, and I really appreciate that and really enjoy it. So please, you know, join up, have some fun with us, and maybe I'll do a community event for the 100 subscribers. Once I get to that point, maybe I'll just, ooh, that might be a bad jump. Let's see here. If we target our outpost, warp to, what's the exit point look like? Okay, exit point looks good. Wow, that's gonna draw a lot of power. Shoot. Okay, we're gonna have to cancel that one because I forgot to turn the reactor back on, and I forgot to turn the reactor that we just attached off. See, it's drawing too much power. And we can shut the air filter off too. Alright, that should have us squared away. Now my FTL should work. And of course I'm wasting a hell of a lot of fuel because I'm not using that singularity cell detonator because I don't want to risk it. Okay, so yep, that already failed. Home station. Warp 2. Oof, that's scary. Okay. Fuel cells. Check the departure. Where am I leaving from? Oh, leaving from down there. Okay. Initialize. I'm gonna swing this big fat thing around. The reason we're using so much fuel, obviously, is because we're dragging two modules behind us, and that's a big fat butt. Okay. So this jump will take a good 6 minutes or so. So until next time, I'm Wrath. Like, subscribe, give me some comments, let me know how I'm doing. If there's any other games you'd like to see some content for, please give me a heads up, and I will try to see if I can swing it. And until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.